Brentford 3, United 1, and where do we go from here? Honestly, Amorim has never won back-to-back Premier League games since he's been in charge. That is a massive worry. We've conceded over 50 goals in these 33 Premier League games, or 32. I'm not sure on the specific stat. We don't create chances. We struggle to dominate games. I struggle to see any identity of what we're trying to do here. I think the time is up. It's time to change. Now, don't get me wrong, these players have got a lot of managers sacked. However, there has been, Ineos have made about 10 or 11 signings now. Different players. They've got rid of the bomb squad. You've got rid of Sancho. You've got rid of Rashford, Anthony, Unana. All these players you didn't want in your team. You've got rid of them now. So what's the excuse now? What is the excuse? We're not winning games. We're not scoring goals. We're conceding loads. Why are we letting this happen? Why are we letting this happen as Man United fans? Why are we letting our standards drop? We're meant to be one of the biggest clubs in the world. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona. That's the company we used to be in. This guy would have been gone months and months ago if he was at any of those other clubs. He would have been gone. So why are we letting this guy still be the manager? Just look at the players today once it was 2-1. Okay, Bruno's missed a penalty. We'll get on to that. The enthusiasm. How slow was we moving the ball? The only player I thought when he come on actually tried to do something was Mason Mount. But everyone else, even on the pitch, we're just not moving the ball. And we can't blame every single player. Cunha and Mbeumo, these were some of the top goal scorers in the Premier League last season. They look like bums today. Same old mistakes. Let's get into the game. First goal. Diego Dalot, I'm convinced if you put this guy in a horse, he would bark. Honestly, I just don't get it with him. For every one good thing he does another 5 bad things. Simple, easy pass into Cunha. Not the greatest of passes. Probably is a foul. However, foul's not given. Then what is Maguire doing? Anyone that's played football knows. When your team is attacking and you're in their final third, you get up on the halfway line. You go back and look at the goal. Where is Maguire? Maguire's 3 or 4 yards behind. Then rather than just go with the runner and accept that he's made a mistake, not getting up quick enough, what does he do? He tries to play offside and it doesn't work. 1-0 down. Again, nothing against Harry Maguire. He's just not good enough for Man United. Never has been. I've never really remembered him being that good and having a really good season or two. It's not his fault, the transfer fee. However, how many more times are we going to keep playing this guy for him to make mistakes? How many more times? I don't get it. Second goal, De Ligt in no man's land. I'm going to cut him a bit of slack because he's been absolutely solid for us and he's probably been one of our best defenders since he's come to the club. Wouldn't be hard because we've been shit anyway. But he's in no man's land. Again, the ball goes out wide to Sade. What is Maguire doing? He doesn't go and engage with the ball. Again, anyone that plays football, whoever's the nearest to the man, you go out. There's enough defenders in there to cover the people in the box. Doesn't go there. Again, he puts it across. Goalkeeper again, Bayindir. Don't even get me started on him. Again, not really his fault. Goalkeeper was one of the main positions we had to strengthen in the summer. And what did we do? Buy another second goalkeeper. We've got 2 number 2s. Anyway, he parries the ball into the middle and it's an easy tap in. Again, I don't know what they're doing at the back. I generally don't. We didn't get a goal back. Again, we finally moved the ball quick enough. Not the greatest of ball into Dorgu. Again, not the greatest of crosses either. He keeps it in. Again, Kelleher, I couldn't really care about Brentford. He should do a lot better on the goal. Fair play to Mbeumo for challenging him. And Sesko goes and shows. He keeps being in the right positions, keeps going with it and follows up. Good to see him get off the mark. I'm happy for him. None of this 007 bullshit. He's finally got his first goal for United. And hopefully, if we can create chances for him, we can actually see we've actually got a proper striker. He's looked good, I think, in a really bad United team so far. I'm not saying he's played amazing, but he's doing things that I didn't really see from Højlund. So second half, just nothing. We had a good little spell of 10 minutes where we was moving the ball and we looked like doing something. But again, what chances did we create in that second half apart from where we got the penalty? Xerxes had a chance late on with a back post header. It was just a little bit higher for him. Maybe he could have read the ball a bit better with a better jump. I don't know. But what chances did we create in that second half? I know he's brung on Mainu. Again, I'm just not seeing the enthusiasm from these players. They're just too many touches on the ball in the middle. Mainu, Bruno. But then they're looking up and there's no movement. And I just don't know what's happening with the players. And this is why I'm not going to blame the players for Amorim having to go. Like I said, we don't dominate games. We don't create chances. We can't defend. We don't score goals. Like I said, any team in the Premier League would have sacked this guy by now. Any team. but for some reason we're holding on to him. And then, of course, Bayern Deer. But whoa, 1 minute, 1 minute. Before we get to the Bayern Deer mistake again for the third goal, Mainu, you're complaining about not playing. You've come on the pitch and the ball's just rolled under your foot, like, and then you tried to just stab a pass through, intercepted. You wanna play for this football club. You've come through the academy. We know how good you can be, but you're just being slack on the ball as well. Again, I can't blame him for everything. There's a long way to go before we get to the goal. But Bayern Deer, man. Just go. We've just bought a goalkeeper for 17 million. Go and put him in the net. Just go and put him in the net, man, because I can't keep dealing with this Bayern Deer. It's not his fault. He was brought in as a second choice goalkeeper. And probably one of the only things Ten Hag got right was making sure he never played Bayern Deer. And I'm starting to see why now. There was a reason why Ten Hag, again, he made loads of mistakes as a United manager. But he could see that Bayern Deer was just not good enough to even play second choice for United. The shot is down the middle of the goal. If you go and watch the goal back, watch where the ball is right in the middle of the goal. Why is he, like, what is he doing, man? The guy's like 25 yards out or 20, or he was just outside the box, whatever, near on 25 yards out, and the ball straight down the middle of the goal. Like, I don't know. It's another poor day in the office. If we go over some of the other things I want to talk about as well, Matheus Cunha, I do really like Cunha. I like the way he can drive into the space. He gets on the half turn. He's a good player. However, when he sees goal, he then sees nothing else. How many times in that game, as soon as he sees the goal in front of him, wants to shoot? I know that the guy's desperate to score his first goal for United. He was very keen to come to the club. Very keen. We all know that. However, come on. I know you want to score, but you're playing like school club captain or whatever. You know what I mean? Every time you get the ball, you've got to have a shot and stuff like that. There's a couple of times where you could have just laid the ball out wide and you're being pressured. It's not even like you've got time and space to have a dig. You're getting pressured most of the time. The one with Henderson in the first half where he's dragging you back, you're off balance. And Buemo's outside, he could have been one-on-one with his man. Another time in the first half, you could have played it out wide to Bruno. Bruno's come and helped you. He's about 5 yards to the right of you. You could have just, again, there was Sesko in there. There was other players in there. I can't remember who else was in there. But there's about 2 or 3 players in there. That goes out to Bruno, and he can just whip it across. But again, I'm not going to go too much on the players, like I said, because nobody looks good in this system. Nobody looks good. Again, our captain, Bruno Fernandes, he goes and misses a penalty. I don't want to say this, but he's going to have to, if we're going to keep Amorim as manager, Bruno has to be dropped because he can't play in the midfield. Because when we're playing with the 2 centre mids in there, he's not got the legs. He's not got the defensive mind to play in there either. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work with him in there. It's not his position, obviously. It's not his position. But he's going to have to be dropped if we're going to keep Amorim as manager. I don't see how much longer this guy lasts, Amorim. Like I said, he's got a win percentage of 23% or 24%. You know, for any kids out there, if you go and do your GCSEs, your A-levels, your uni degree, you go and get 23 or 24%. Let me know how you get on because you are failing with a big fat F. That's how bad it is. Like I said, we're meant to be a big club. Ineos, do your thing. Second big decision that you've got wrong. Obviously, you kept on Ten Hag. That cost you 10 million. You went and got some geezer in from Newcastle. I forgot his name. You sacked him. Another decision you've made wrong. You've went and got Ruben Amorim in. He has to be sacked. He has to be sacked now. There's no coming back. There's no coming back from this now. So at the end of the day, this is the third wrong decision that you lot have got wrong now. Again, to be fair, the signings, I can't really say anything. I think majority of the signings you have made, bar Agate, yeah, not going to lie, they have been good. Like I said, Cunha and Buemo, Sesko look good. Delit, Mazraoui, can't think of the rest off the top of my head. However, these decisions that you're making with the management and stuff like that, it's just not worked out. Me personally, if we're going to talk about a new manager, we need someone with experience to come in. We can't keep bringing in coaches that are young and talented. It's got to be a big name with experience that takes no bullshit and comes in and says, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to play. Again, it needs to have some sort of attacking style. It needs to be someone who can be brave as well, to make decisions, to say, no, he's not good for the team. He's not good for this. We need someone brave. If you look at Liverpool, they were awful for best part of 25 years. Jurgen Klopp come in and said, we're going to play my way. We're going to do it this way. Again, he had a great set of directors and sporting director behind him. And that's the kind of route we need to go as well. Somebody that's going to be ruthless, doesn't care, doing the best things for the team and says, this is how we're going to play. But the way of playing has got to be similar to a Man United way of playing, like a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1 with a bit of attacking sense into them as well and a bit of know-how. Obviously, rumours, if Amorim did get sacked, it would be Glasner or it would be Iraola. Again, two really good managers. But for me, I just think we need someone a little bit more experienced and at the top of their game. But the question is, who is going to come to Man United in this state? Who is going to do that? Who else is there out there? Obviously, Ancelotti is the Brazilian manager. Not obviously Luis Enrique's at PSG. Would he really leave them to come to us? Obviously, Guardiola's at City. I don't really know who else there is out there. It's a top manager, experienced, that's going to come into this state at Man United of how we're playing. Don't get me wrong, the next manager that comes in is going to do a lot better than Amorim. He's going to play 4-3-3. And obviously, you're going to have Bruno in there, Mainu, and then obviously you've got Casemiro or Ugarte. You've got Mount. Then you've got a front three of Mbeumo, Sesko, Cunha. You know, we're going to look a lot better team. Mazraoui looks a lot better as a right back. Dorgu, I reckon, will be really good as a left back. We've got De Ligt. We've got Martinez to come back. We've got Yoro. We've got a lot of good options. We've got a lot of good options. You've got Xerxes in there as well to throw into the fold. But currently, this isn't working out. It's never going to work out. And I think Ineos, the best thing you could do now is just come out and say, we've made a mistake and just sack Amorim. Let me know in the comments below what we should do going forward. However, I just can't see how anything is going to change. Or since Amorim has come in, what positives have you seen since he's come to the club? Because I've not seen none, neither. Like I said, he's got rid of the bad eggs in the squad, which he said. But, you know, I don't know what else to say. We've got one game a week and we're struggling to beat Brentford with one game a week. 4 or 5 days in the training field. He's had a pre-season. There's no positives now. Unfortunately, Ruben Amorim, it's time. Drop the channel a sub and we'll see you in the next one.